Nice.
Let me tell you guys a little problem that I'm having currently.
Okay.
Listening.
Huh?
I'm listening.
Okay, right. So I got this new mouse, right?
Okay.
Here we go.
And this new mouse it looks beautiful. It's great. But I have yet to use said mouse because I don't have a mouse pad and I'm scared. So I'm literally still dealing with the most jankiest. I hate this mouse. My mouse will literally just shut off and turn back. It like repeatedly shuts. Like say you're trying to drag something, and it'll let it go because it shut off momentarily. So you would see your mouse keep moving, but the item. Oh my gosh, yo, you don't understand.
That is terrible.
That is.
I would be very upset. My question
Now,
is how you've gone this long without a mouse pad.
Yeah, you wow for that.
Like you're like one of the main guys who make sure you have like all the accessories,
ergonomics and stuff. Yeah.
Man's just like mouse pad.
Mouse pad is essential. And what was the excuse earlier? Oh, I haven't played a TGC in so long, so I ain't got a play mat to use.
No, no. But I mean, so yeah, I mean, I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't. It was I got everything.
When I was putting this station together, like when I was on Razor's site, that was an addition. Keyboard, mouse pad.
Yeah.
I got the whole system, the setup, keyboard. You know what I'm saying? I made sure my keyboard was wireless and everything. Got my mic, everything. Got the mouse. All right. Now I'm done.
Man, forgot the play mat.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Got the sleeves, bro.
Got the play mat. I even got a man.
I don't use mouse pads.
Like mouse pads. Like the primary reason I like to use mouse pad is because, sometimes depending on the surface that you're using your mouse on, if it's a gloss top or anything that's like reflective, and you have a laser mouse, as all mice are, it's gonna mess it up and it's gonna go all in all these crazy directions. So you have a mouse pad to prevent all that.
Yeah. Like I just remember when we used to go to computer class together, like that was the thing. Always get a mouse pad because it protects
always get a mouse pad. Blah, blah. Yep. And get the ergonomic wrist rest.
For me, it makes sure that it keeps space clear for my mouse because I like to have a lot of stuff on my desk. Like I have all these little action figures, all these little Funko Pops everywhere. I got controllers everywhere.
But so that mouse area is that space
for my mouse. Yeah.
See, I do the same thing, except I got this giant pad that has my keyboard and my mouse on it. So
I do have a space for my mouse. It's like right here, like literally, because the way my mic arm is set up, literally nothing else can go here except my hand. So like I have this little space for my mouse. There's just nothing underneath my mouse that says that this is its specific.
This is a surface.
This is the spot. Yeah.
There's nothing that says this is home. He's just laying his hat, and that's just what it is.
Just laying his hat, scratching his back all up. No blanket, nothing.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
That poor mouse, man. You should have just got an MX Master. It's only $100. Best mouse, one of the best mice out there.
Who? A MX Master?
It's on its third iteration now, so MX Master 3. But I know it would be hard to convince you to spend $100 just on a mouse.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about mouses or mice, whatever you call them. I don't know nothing. I was just like, I have the G602.
Mouse pads also make mouse pads.
And I was like, yo, I just need a new mouse. I'm done with this mouse. I only had it for like a year and a half maybe, and it already no, maybe a year actually. Yeah, I got it a year ago. And it's already doing.
No, actually, I just thought about something as we was talking about this. Have you plugged it into a different port to see if it's still acting up?
Nah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's like troubleshooting 101, family.
It could have been
the port, and you could have just saved yourself a bunch of money.
I changed the battery.
Family.
Okay.
What? It was shut off. Okay, I feel like that's viable. It was shut off, so you changed the.
That makes sense.
No, that's definitely part of the.
No, that's good. But when you realize that swapping the battery don't work, you got to go to step 2. No.
There was like 1 Test to run. Mouse is broke.
Mouse is broke.
This mouse has been the bane of my existence.
I have to do that every now and then. Like I gotta unplug a USB, plug it back in, so it can start behaving. You didn't do that. Oh man,
bro, mouse is broke.
Troubleshooting 101 key.
Mouse is broke. So
I bet you any amount of money you plug that to a different port, you'll be good, and you're just gonna have 2 mice for no reason.
You think so?
Also, mouse could be broke.
I think mouse is broke.
Mouse.
How all of a sudden?
It's been no mouse pad for a year and some change.
That's why I'm afraid to use my mouse, because like I ain't got a mouse pad. I got him, like I bought one, but I accidentally ordered it for pickup.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm mad about that. But
pain, true pain.
That's me in my life, man. That's what's happening.
But I digress.
Yeah,
mouse abuse, man. It's mouse abuse.
I'm trying to tell you that.
It was an accident.
According to me,
it was an accident.
Yo, when I was using my mouse, when I went from my old mouse to this mouse, it was night and day. I was like, well, this is the best mouse on the market. I love this mouse. And then a year later, it just kicked the bucket on me. So
you loved it so much you didn't buy no clothes, huh? It's crazy.
Look, man.
Oh my goodness.
Look, man. As far as I know, mouses just be doing their thing. They natural. So like I thought
they
it was
just
cool.
Be out here. Respect.
I can't go along with this tomfoolery any longer. Yo, plug it into another USB and use it while we're having our thing. And if it messes up one time, I'll admit defeat.
Why all of a sudden a whole port just gonna break? It was.
That happens.
I didn't even touch it. I didn't touch it. Like you plug that, it's wireless. So it's plug in, never touch it again. So why all of a sudden that would happen? It wouldn't make sense.
Technology, man.
Man, technology do its thing.
Power surge when you turned it off.
Power
exactly.
Power surge,
you know what that means?
Like internal
technology.
Mouse is broke.
Mouse is broke. Like that's what it is. Mouse is broke.
I'm done.
Mouse is broke.
All right, I concede. Enjoy your new mouse on your mouse pad so you don't incur additional mouse abuse.
Okay, why you gotta say that? But okay, fine.
That's what they calling it in the streets.
That's what it is.
Mouse abuse.
Mouse abuse.
Right. Streets of smoking.
Plug it in and never touch it.
That's what you have to do. For the past like year and a half, plugged it in, haven't touched it since. Then one day, mouse was like, broke.
I can't, dude. I can't.
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
That's your story and you're sticking to it. Fine. I give up. Yeah,
that's it. That's
until you buy one new component for your computer, then you got to take everything apart.
That's funny. We've been having some good discussions in the Discord recently. If you're not there, make sure you get there. I was thinking about doing the Great Reset on my computer because it is acting up. But we do so much stuff so often, it's kind of hard to plan for it.
The Great Reset. So what is the Great Reset?
Well, usually I do it every couple years anyway, because you install all kinds of crap on our computer that we do use, some that we don't use, stuff we forget, things like that. Just wipe it. Start over. Brand new computer.
Reese is always about this. The Great Restart.
The Great Reset.
Save a couple things from his hard drives. It takes Reese like a week to do his Great Restart.
It does take a week. That's why I'm so hesitant to do it. I mean, I have the split. I have my OS split, my data split. So if I do the Great Reset, I'm not losing anything technically. But it still takes a week. Like we're doing all the streaming stuff. I have to reset. It's a hassle.
Honestly,
but I think it'll be worth it in the long run.
That whole reset thing.
Oh, you already had to do it.
That whole reset thing is the reason why all of my PS4 games are on my PS5, because that 5 terabyte I bought for my PS5
is on your PC.
My PC is on it. Like my old PC is on it. So like, and now I'm too afraid to format it, because what if I need to go back into my old PC for something? I don't know. So like,
there we go.
Now I gotta buy a whole new
PCs
terabyte.
Are a hassle, man.
See, I'm all about I go through and I just delete stuff. Like once a month, maybe once every other month, I'll just go through.
Yeah, typical maintenance. Yes, that will. That does help, but I'm talking about like low level stuff, like crap that you installed that left registry entries that run on startup that you're never going to use again. I want to get rid of all of that.
Get rid of all of that, yeah. Facts,
but you never know. Like maybe there's a video that you need to get back to, a picture, something like something. You need to
make
that is why I segment my hard drives the way I do. So when I talk about the reset, I'm only talking about operating system and programming stuff. All my like pictures and videos and stuff over there. It's fine. Yeah,
but some of those get wiped too. Some of
them do get wiped sometimes. So, in B's case, he don't need it. I'm an archivist.
I have videos. I probably still have my very first YouTube video I ever made on my other computer.
Like B he has a reason to archive stuff now. You know, the little one. You obviously going to want to keep all that stuff, and that is a lot of the stuff of mine. I have stuff from my children when they were younger, but all that other stuff, I guess it can
go. Delete it.
Burn it.
Make a new memory when you need it. You never know. You can't delete vids. You never know when you might need it again. You might have to make a montage. You never know. You never know.
No, that's dope.
This is valid, but my God, the chances.
It's on the server. If I need it again, I just download it.
That's what. Yeah, it's on the hard drive.
Nah, I don't want that.
It's on the hard drive. If I need it again, I just go back to the hard drive.
It's all set. All my PS4 stuff is on that 5 terabyte.
Yeah, I gotta get another one.
You know, it's crazy. I still have to find mine.
Reset me up. I didn't know my PC was gonna go on that.
I did not set you up. It just so happened to work out that way that you needed it.
You knew.
Come on. You really gonna do this right now?
All right, guys. Are we gonna start this thing?
Because we could. Really quick. If you do want to get another one at 8 terabyte. Is $140 at Best Buy, just saying. Only a few dollars more than what you paid for that 5 terabyte.
How much was the 5 terabyte?
110.
Nah, we got it.
Or it's either 100
cheaper than that.
100 or 110, one of those.
It was like 80.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it was Reese was right. It was like 110. I paid 80 because I had I have my Best Buy credit card, so I use my
you got some points off or something like that.
Points off thingy.
Gotcha.
So I remember paying
8 terabyte
somewhere around there. Should we start?
B's looking through his orders real quick.
Yeah, because I want to know what I paid for. I'm so curious now.
Take us away,
cousin. Welcome everybody to another episode of Trigger Talk TV, where we talk all things video games and video games related. I am Key, of course, and I'm here with my two wonderful co-hosts, B.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
And Reese.
How y'all doing out there today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, actually. It's nice and toasty, because it's frigid outside. So
is it?
We good.
I haven't been outside in like a week. Oh man,
there ain't nothing out there for you except a bunch of frozen over snow and whatever other hazards are out there.
Somebody told me 2 days ago, like, yo, it's brick outside, and I was like, oh, for real? That's crazy.
I don't even know. It definitely was us.
My heat is always on 80, so I just be walking around in like shorts and a tee, and I be chilling.
My man's living in Florida.
I would suffer.
Bro, I'm just chilling.
No, 80 is like the ideal temperature. Like I have my space heater right next to me, 95.
95.
That's
it's doing the whole room. So
right. 80 only hurts me because my heat source is right. Like my bed is against my heat source. So like when I'm going to sleep, you just feel the demons come up. Like, yo,
the demons.
I'm just like, bro, I gotta like crouch down. So I'm like, yo, I can't breathe, bro.
Yeah, bro. No, I need 95. I need 70 with window crack, bro. Yeah.
We're wasting heat now.
Crazy. I like my temperature the way I like it. That's it.
No, that's fair.
Bro, there's been so many times.
I'm gonna tell you.
I have the heat on and still crack the window, get that perfect.
I was gonna say I've been borrowing that tech recently because sometimes it works.
Walking to the club used to be like, that's blasphemy. You and Mike are crazy.
That is blasphemy, but sometimes,
I do that sometimes.
The balance is happening right here. The heat is coming. It's getting the mix of the air. We good.
Feel it. Yeah. It's nice.
Kate, I'm sorry. Our chatters are looking at it, it's like, wow, what are you talking about leaving the heat on with the window open? It does not sound like it makes sense.
Bro,
You just have to try it and
But
experience
it's not.
it.
You crack the window. You don't.
You
open
crack the window. You don't
full
have it
burst.
open.
Sometimes I open. It depends. It depends.
Between a crack and like half, I'll have it.
Yeah, half is probably the max on that.
Okay.
Half is probably the max on that because like you like to have the fresh air coming in and the fresh air is cool, but you're still nice and toasty because of the heater.
Yeah.
You know what?
And plus, it gets mad like foggy and like mad hot.
Yeah, it gets
like,
foggy. The hot air gets stagnant.
It's like stale. It's like
Yeah,
weird.
it gets stagnant.
Yeah.
So.
But
that's crazy. At least we're talking about this instead of food because we always end up trying to talk about some food.
Don't
So
talk about food.
I'm not. We're not.
Can we get into the first game?
We're gonna move on.
We have nothing to game today, and I'm pretty hyped.
We have games. Yes, I actually don't have a lawsuit this time, and I'm going first.
What?
So let's
redo.
Bizarre world up in here. Wow. Okay.
Do a different episode.
So we've been having a lot of like discussions in our Discord. I'm gonna bring it up again about like older games, like games that we grew up with, and that we had some sort of missed opportunity with. Like, oh, we borrowed it from a friend and they lost a disc somewhere, or you had to give it back because you two were doing a trade and you got in trouble with your parents, or you broke the game because little sibling rivalry, things like that. So I came up with a list myself. It's 30 games deep. And I looked at the list and I noticed that a majority of the games are from the PS1 era. So in looking at the games that we're reviewing now, and I have Eiyuden Chronicles, as you listen to when I'm explaining about the game, you'll see where I'm going with that. So speaking on the original PlayStation, it's renowned for its diverse library of games. But it's synonymous with JRPGs, honestly. If you mention a PS1 game, sometimes SNES, the first genre that typically comes to mind are JRPGs. In its 5-year lifespan, the console produced a staggering number of classics in this genre, including 3 Final Fantasy games, 7, 8, 9. It's not possible to bring up PS1 and not these games. Our friend Key here loves to bring up Chrono Cross. Some of us feel some way about that game, but it's an acclaimed game.
Better than
Vagrant Story.
That's crazy.
Okay,
just keep
that's crazy, but we're going to keep it moving. Vagrant Story. That's a game that I like to bring up because it's a kind of an offshoot of the Final Fantasy series.
Parasite Eve, Vandal Hearts.
Parasite Eve, the list goes on. And another game in that list that some, but probably not others, would mention is the Suikoden series. Specifically Suikoden 2, because that one's slightly more acclaimed than the initial game. Keeping this in mind, the original creator behind Suikoden, Yoshitaka Moyoyama, is hoping to recapture that golden era with his next game, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Game look hot.
So I haven't played the Suikoden series, honestly. And funnily enough, I've been watching my good friend Jay play that recently. Like, as of not even 24 hours ago, I was just watching it play. And I'm like, this is crazy. This looks like a game that I would get into.
It's got a lot of cool systems in it. I've only played the 4th one, the one with Snow and his funny little run. But it's got a lot of cool systems in it. He's always like explaining it and trying to explain to us and talk to us, tell us what's going on in the game. It's got the original. What was he playing? I think he's playing Suikoden 1, right?
The original, yeah.
Yeah, Suikoden 1. It's got a lot of cool systems in it. It looks fun.
So yeah, from the 6-player grid, like we're so used to playing 3-player, 4-player lines going forward to attack the enemy. From what I saw from watching my friend play, you have a group of 6. And you all attack simultaneously, and then the ops attack simultaneously, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you like decide what you want to do all in one turn, and then you execute that turn, and then
it happens.
Everything happens.
Everything happens, yeah. So sometimes
like
it might get a little. So this game, Eiyuden Chronicles, was originally announced as a Kickstarter campaign July of last year, is being developed by a new Japanese studio comprised of older JRPG developers called Rabbit and Bear. So they're a new indie studio in Japan. Eiyuden Chronicle is a 2.5D classic style JRPG featuring an extensive cast of 100 heroes. So another thing I learned about Suikoden is, you have 6 members in your party, but you have a slew of people to recruit. kind of a la Final Fantasy Tactics. You'll have your base members and then you add more people. Oh, a tactics game in general, honestly.
Right.
But this is a JRPG. So, as in Suikoden, like I said, battles will be turn-based and feature a 6-character party with dynamic camera movements during boss encounters, utilizing 2D sprites with 3D backgrounds and a deep and intricate story. I'm going to keep alluding to the fact that I was watching my friend play. As he was attacking, you could notice like which ones are regular hits, like they'll go in and strike the enemy, but you could tell which ones were critical hits because it would zoom in on the character as they make their strike and then come back out. So it was
you got to find a way to give it some flash. You got to make it hot.
A cool dynamic system.
Got to make it hot, bro.
With this announcement, so the base story is that 505 Games is assisting with Eiyuden Chronicle because they were very hyped about what they saw. And for good reason. It looks good. The new clip that they came out with a few days ago on the 12th showed what looked like a boss encounter, and it had that same flair, like they're attacking and it's zooming in. But they had these sick looking abilities. And instead of being on like a flat 2D plane with your players in a grid, they were all on these stalactites just attacking from different angles. And it was
I love that.
Wild.
That looks super cool, man.
Another thing that immediately came to my mind was how it looked. So I keep finding this 2.5D style, which is 2D sprites with 3D backgrounds, which if you have a Switch or if you even know about the game, Octopath Traveler was one of the first games that utilized that system. And whereas it did look good, that game had its own type of limitations that kind of took away from the fact that it did look beautiful. This game takes the Octopath Traveler graphics and pushes it to about 12. Because now the 3D the sprites themselves are more fleshed out. They look more, because that was the complaint about Octopath Traveler. They still kind of look like the SNES sprites from what I was hearing from people.
Those sprites still look like NES, bro. They look.
NES, you would say?
Octopath?
Yeah.
It looked a lot more like it looked a lot more 16 kind of bit looking. So to me, anyway, it looked
these
really
ones are definitely more fleshed out. Like I would even say FF8-ish. Would you say? Like back to when the FF8-ish, when like the characters became realistic sized.
Yeah, but would these characters be considered realistic size? You think? Nah, they're a little. They're a little more chibi style.
In more comparison to Octopath,
they're more like Final Fantasy 9 style. Like
they're like
okay.
It's like a PlayStation anime game, kind of. That's what they look like. Like I've seen similar sprites in RPG Maker. There's a humanoid form, a humanoid palette, and I forget the name of it, but they're like, I guess we'll call them anime PlayStation type characters. That's what they look like. I can't think of the name of the RPG Maker, but you know what it kind of look like? Honestly, dude, they look like remember that game we did the interview for? Himeko Satori?
Himeko's Story, yeah.
Yeah, they're like similar to that. Except
Yeah. Except they just are a bit more, fleshed out.
More fleshed, right, exactly.
Yeah,
more
like
fleshed out.
A lot more like the textures are better, right?
Yeah.
Like they look a lot better. Like they look more
They're
polished,
more defined.
Polished. Yeah. So they're just like that.
So the game will also boast a fortress building element as you recruit your heroes, as well as a guild system, which will allow you to customize your fortress differently depending on which one you join. So there's a number of them that you can join. So working alongside Murayama, who is the co-founder of Suikoden, are the lead artist, Junko Kaneko, who worked on Suikoden 1 and 4. The director Osamu Komuta, who worked on Suikoden Tactics and Suikoden Tier Christ, which was a DS game. And the art director from Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, which was another critically acclaimed game.
Aria of Sorrow?
Yeah. What stuck out to me, because me, I love music and video games. The game will also feature music by the Tales series composer Motoi Sakuraba, the Wild Arms composer Michiro Naoki, and others. So that's kind of why I brought back that PS1 monologue way in the beginning. Like all of these old developers and publishers are all coming together to make this great game. So the game itself, set in the fantasy realm of Alran, players will become entwined in a bitter war between neighboring nations. That seems to be the typical JRPG trope. These two giant empires fighting each other. As the lead empire seeks to increase its power and command over the continent. Eiyuden Chronicle the game will feature real-time exploration and turn-based battles as players recruit friends and allies from a huge list of 100 original characters. That list has actually increased to 110. When you're not out exploring the land, players must also renovate and galvanize their town, providing homes, improving local businesses in the economy, while protecting its people against those who would do them harm. This game is about war, or more importantly, the intention and feelings of these 110 heroes who fight this war. So now you have 110 different perspectives about what's going on in the world, rather than the typical 5 or 6 that you would get from a JRPG.
I hope those 100 are fleshed out. The way you put that in the title, like as a part of your attraction to the game, it better not just be like 50 of the same character who just says the same stuff, you know? It should be like 100 separate personalities, but we'll see. That's a lot of lore to write.
That's a lot of game.
That's a lot of
So a couple statements. So this is the one from 505 directly. We are honored to announce the new partnership and publishing agreement between Rabbit and Bear Studios and 505 Games for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. And then they continue to talk about the Kickstarter, which is the last thing I'll touch on because the Kickstarter actually has some really interesting stats. The statement from Murayama himself: we have dreamed of developing a game for genre fans for many years, which also celebrates everything we love and have learned as game designers. Our team is looking forward to working with 505 to bring our first of hopefully many games to fans around the world. So one of his many reasons for wanting to go with 505 is he wanted to ensure that this title reached a wider audience. So there are 2 ways you could do that. You can go to a crowdfunding source, Kickstarter. Everybody goes on there almost. And you can work with a big publisher who has the means to put your game out there. Like I can mention Suiken to a number of people and only a percentage is going to look at me and know what I'm talking about.
Right. You would have to be well-versed in this genre.
In that genre, yeah. So he wants to like break that mold to be like, this is a game that not only a subset of people would want to play. Like you should take a look into this too.
Well, my question to that would be, well, first of all, they did both. They did the crowdfunding and now they have a big publisher behind them. They did both, right? And then my question would be, if you ask someone what Indivisible would be, do you think they would know what that is? Because this is the same studio that took over.
It's the same studio that took over, yeah.
And how big and wide known was that game? Not much.
Not much, but I would say,
is that the game where
the one that kind of emulates Valkyrie Chronicle? Wow, Valkyrie Profile with the battle system.
So is that the one where you it's like a side scroller game and then when you get into a battle? Okay.
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling 2D platformer with all the different abilities, and then when you get into a battle, it's a turn-based battle system using the face buttons.
Face buttons. Yep.
Each character is assigned a face button. Game is fire. I love the game.
Yeah. But as far as your question is concerned, I'm not entirely sure. What I am kind of positive about is that it did reach more people than it would have initially had the independent studio attempted to put it out themselves.
Right, but now the independent studio is gone.
But now they're gone, and everybody's just about forgotten about.
That's my thing. Like, you had a cool brand new indie studio. You had a dope idea, especially in this genre, in this realm. You had a dope concept. You had a big publishing studio behind it. The game critically did well, but still didn't obviously move the units that they wanted to keep the studio alive or whatever happened. That's just my question is like, all right, so they have the Kickstarter and they have the big publisher, but is that actually going to happen? Because this genre that we love so much is so niche now.
Well, I mean, you can take Fell Sail into thought. That game is doing good enough, and it's just 2 people on that game. Right, because they didn't go to a big publisher. Wait, you think it's a negative for them to go to?
No. I just mean that there's like you don't have to go back and then hit those numbers to appease the publisher.
Like that's all of them.
Right.
And they got
something else to think about.
Yeah.
When you're making that choice, because like, let's say the game is doing really well for an indie, but once you put it in a big publisher's
once you put
hand,
a big name, they want numbers.
Is more right. There's more responsibility on those numbers.
And in addition to the negative press that has come around 505 recently in regards to what's happened with Indivisible, that's another risk that you're taking to say, oh, they're working with them. Like, what are they doing that for?
Like, that was my thing. I was like, man, because Indivisible is amazing. And I mean, we don't know the actual logistics of what happened to the studio that did the game, but like, they're gone. Like, they're gone. Yeah, they're dark. There's no information. They just went, they just gone. And it's just strange because the game did well in a couple ways, but who knows? So hopefully this game does well and it stays there.
This game leads me to believe that it can't be the game's fault that they went dark. It's got to be something else, because your game doesn't do phenomenally well and then you go bankrupt, or like you go dark. Like, that's backwards. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that's the thing is, like, you can have like high ratings but not high sales. Like, people might think, oh yeah, that game is really good. It got 9s across the board, but I don't want to buy it. You know what I mean? Like,
as far as Kickstarter is concerned, I can answer that part of the question, because they actually that was one of the questions that they asked the producer and he answered. So the team at Rabbit a Bit, they chose Kickstarter at first to help fund the development because it would allow them to retain ownership of the IP.
Right.
Like they can never, I believe Konami did Suikoden. They still have that IP. So they can't make and the last Suikoden game that came out was early 2000s. I want to say 06. If that's incorrect, let me know. But yeah, they went to Kickstarter to try to own their IP. So now they have their own money. They don't have to worry about. And even if they do go with a publisher, it's developed enough to say, this is our IP. All you're doing is helping us publish it, and that's it. So as far as pairing with 505, like I said, they wanted to reach a wider audience. We can see how much of an effect that has once the game is actually released.
Yeah.
So as far as the Kickstarter is confirmed, this happened way back in July of 2020. They were requesting 53 million yen, which from now on I'll use US numbers. It's $500,000.
Okay.
They reached that goal in 2 hours.
Whew.
Okay.
In 7 hours, they reached $1 million.
Bro,
this game,
not to say, but it's because it has that flash, that flare, that look, that little bit of crispiness that most RPGs look like
good.
That.
I knew next to nothing about this game previously, and now I'm all in on it. So much so that I actually might go back and play some of the older. I might add this weekend games to my list of growing games just to get the full experience. Let's say,
dude.
Oh no, I'm gonna play this.
So 2 hours to reach the goal. Samki?
It's got all the flair and fire that I need in a battle system.
Yeah.
As far as I know, like what I've seen in like the videos and stuff, like I don't really know what's in the battle system, but what it looks like the flare and flash that I need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's like these games can only change so much, you know.
Yes.
But now it's at the point where like the power of the technology can be used in so many different ways, as opposed to just those enemies versus my enemies, and we just figure it out and we come up with a cool system on how to do that. It's like, yeah, we can do that, but also we can do like changing camera angles and zoom in and zoom out.
Oh, the dynamic camera angles are so cool.
That you get with modern games that you just don't see. So that's really cool for the genre, man. The fighting looks sick. If you haven't seen it in this game, it looks sick. It really does look cool.
It looks really cool.
So yeah, 2 hours reach goal, 7 hours, $1 million. It actually ended from July, mind you. So they only had 5 months, really, 5-6 months. It went on to become the most successful campaign on Kickstarter for a video game that year, 2020.
There you go.
The website actually crashed for a little less than an hour during the campaign due to the flood of traffic, people trying to support the game. So it was the most successful funded game in 2020. It was the third highest successful game in the site's history.
Wow.
And the highest crowdfunded game in Japan, period.
Wow, that's dope.
So the only two games that are above that are Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is kind of how Eiyuden. Yep, that's Castlevania. So how Eiyuden is to Suikoden, Bloodstained is to Castlevania. Mm-hmm. And that's the second most funded game at 5.5.
Is also Konami, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Konami doesn't let one.
Nope.
Their IPs, they steal everything. They take everything.
They keep everything. Yeah. So Bloodstained was 5.5 million, and Shenmue 3 is still number one at 6.3 million.
Wow.
So
did Shenmue 3 flop?
I don't know how that game did. I don't know.
I don't think it flopped, but I don't think it did as well as people was anticipating.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I didn't.
Was rated lower than the first two. Yes, it was. We just had this.
Oh, it was definitely lower than the first two, but flop. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
In terms of sales, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they asked for $500,000. They got 4.57 million. They had. So one thing that you can do on Kickstarter is have what's called stretch goals. So because obviously in some cases you're going to go way past your requested amount. Mm. They went so far above their requested amount that they ended up having 44 stretch goals. Golly. So I took out a couple of the interesting items that I saw from the list, and then I'll just finish that there. So for $40, you get the digital version of Eiyuden Chronicles, and you get a unique Discord role. So they have their own Discord. If you subscribe, you get a role on their server. $60, you get the physical version, you get beta access, and again, you get a unique Discord role. If you're feeling like emptying out your pockets, you can give them $5,700. You'll get a physical version of the game. You get a specific sigil button, kind of similar to the coins that we gave out. The soundtrack, a t-shirt, vinyl, art book. You become a rare human-faced fish in the game. You get a human-faced plushie, beta access, and a more unique Discord role.
I want my human-faced plushie, bro.
The last one was for 1 million yen, which is $9,500. Again, physical. You get all the stuff that I mentioned before. You become an NPC in this game and its sequel.
Oh, they already announcing a sequel.
Yes. You get a special animation flourish for your NPC and beta access and all this stuff. And two people did that. Two people paid 1 million yen to get into the game.
I thought you were going to use USD. So two people paid.
Well, two people paid $9,500.
$9,500.
Reese don't care.
So two people paid 10 bands to be like, yo,
be in the
I'm
game.
in this game and the next game, and you know who my character is.
And you know who my character is, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
The stretch goals that I mentioned, there are 44 of them. I plucked out the most interesting one. This was initially supposed to be a PC-only release at $500K. The first stretch goal was $1 million, which unlocked the consoles. So now it's going to be for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and interestingly enough, in quotes, Nintendo's next generation console.
Dun, dun, dun.
And because this is releasing in October of 2022, we don't know if the Switch will still be the current or if there will be something else. So depending on whichever Nintendo console is out at the time, that is the one that they will develop for.
I mean, this game probably received so much money that they probably bought Nintendo's new dev kit.
They probably did.
They probably have a dev kit for the Switch too.
That's crazy. Yeah, at 1.7 million, they introduced a guild system. Party conversations. This is the note that I want to bring up to you earlier. At 2.7 million.
Reminder that you have to buy Nintendo's dev kit. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is that, yeah. At 2.7 million, they integrated party conversations. So that is one thing that Octopath Traveler severely lacked, was party interaction outside of like major cutscenes and things like that. At 3.1 million, they implemented cutscene voices. So now there's voice acting in all the cutscenes.
Nice.
So the people literally paid for what they wanted in the game.
Yes, yeah. and they're getting it. At 3.25 million, that's when they added the 10th character. So the name of the game is Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Now it's 110 heroes because the people paid for it.
There's always got to be secret heroes.
Lies and deceit. I feel deceived.
At 3.6 million, this one's for Yuki. They added a card battle mode, so now there's a card game in there.
There's a card game in there. Oh my god!
Mhm.
No, that is absolutely.
And the
fire.
last one,
I was
4. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was literally just talking about how like Final Fantasy specifically don't have mini games anymore.
Yeah.
12, 13, 15.
They didn't have anything in 15?
15, aside from fishing?
And fishing, right? That was the thing in that one.
Fishing.
That's the mini game, though.
Fishing.
Still a mini game. I mean, I'm not a fishing guy, but we know some people.
But it's not competitive. Like they have card battle and blitzball.
Yeah, like
or like chocobo racing and things of that nature.
Cooking and fishing is what you do at 15.
Come on, stop with it.
So yeah, at 3 point they did that, and the last one, 4.5 million, they introduced A Quiet Place, which is a companion game to Eiyuden Chronicles that's going to get released before this game, and then whatever assets and stuff that you have in this game will carry over to the main game.
A companion game, so like a phone app that works with, like you can have a little.
And they didn't really,
like a
they weren't even
Tamagotchi,
expecting to reach that level, so there isn't too much information on it just yet.
They
but
just
all they
started
said is
making
the
stuff up.
assets will carry over.
Now the game is done. They're like, oh no, we got to do this app.
Yeah, they just started making stuff up as we go. Yo, if y'all give us 20 mil, we'll just, I don't know, we'll make a dog food or something. Like,
Oh my goodness!
they just started making stuff up.
In between the 3 and 4 million were 4 additional DLCs that they're planning now. So 2 origin stories, some stuff for your actually I'm sorry, 3 origin stories. Those specific characters are going to have their own backstory and more stuff for your fortress. So they have this game, companion game, 10 extra heroes, 4 DLC.
4 DLC.
4 DLC.
Crazy.
October
like
2022.
Edition.
So October of next year.
October of next year, yeah.
Oh, they have a month. I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah. Well, it said fall. In some places, it said fall of 2022. Other places, it said October. So, let's say Q3, Q4 of 2022, barring no delays or anything of the sort.
Right. Barring no delays.
And then we'll be playing this. Man, this might be a comp for me.
Might be.
It's looking like a good game.
This looks like a buy. This
looks
looks like a buy.
Fire battle system, but you threw in a card game, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already know you're getting it.
It's like unless something crazy comes out, something that like completely ruins the game, like which I doubt. This is a buy.
It's already bought. It's already been copped.
It's already bought. Wait, so you went on Kickstarter and I'm sorry, you can't even do that anymore because it. Another thing, you don't really see this that often.
Go ahead.
What happened? I was going to say, because the website actually crashed, campaigns typically only have 30 days, but because of the amount of traffic, it was down for only 45 minutes. Keep in mind, it was like we felt bad, so they added another day to the campaign, which is just giving them more money.
What do you guys? For me, this is Switch. This is most likely Switch. But the way the graphics look, I kind of want it on. But wait, no, I can put my Switch.
You
on
can't
the big
really
screen.
say Switch because we don't know which Nintendo console, so you might have to hold that somewhere else.
Oh, you think Nintendo might drop another console?
Is all right. What the Switch will be 3 or 4 this year?
It came out in 2017.
I didn't get to
17,
Switch
so it's gonna be
until
4.
Smash Brothers came out.
I'll tell you right now.
Next year will be year 5. That's kind of end of.
That's for them. It's usually around every 5 years,
5, 6
They
years.
do like another type of the same console, or they go crazy and just completely change it. Because the Wii to Wii U forever will be stupid to me.
I'll be bummed out if I didn't get it if it wasn't on Switch, but I guess I'll get it on console.
Yeah, I'm looking through the other.
I don't really care. I just want it somewhere. I just if this game is as fun as it looks as advertised, I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cop.
March 2017.
March, yeah. So it's about to be 4. So yeah, it's teetering the generation line right now.
That would be 5 and almost 7 years, right? Because it's
5.5 years,
like fall winter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking a Switch Pro or something, or a Switch 2. I don't think they're going to do the next leap yet. And I don't know if they're there yet. We'll see.
I think they're going to announce a newer Switch next year.
I think so,
like a Switch Pro or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Wait a minute.
Well,
if they just come out with a new console, like
yeah, I mean, if it's the Switch Pro, then that means we still good for on the Switch then.
For another few years, yeah.
Yeah, it's Nintendo, bro. You never know with them.
I'm just making sure my joint ain't obsolete yet.
Because they might be like, oh, the game's too powerful. We can only play on Switch Pro. Like, you never know with them, bro. There's always another apparatus.
Okay, no. I don't think they'll do that.
If they do that,
I don't think they'll do that.
Listen,
bro, I don't put anything past them. Like, you can't.
No, that's fair.
Play without this apparatus. Great. Now you can't buy the game.
That's
like
insane.
They do that. They do that.
Well, now that I think about it,
the whole 64 era was this expansion pack, or you can't play this, or you can't have this feature. Like, come
that's
on.
DLC though. That's okay.
DLC.
I never had DLC on my N64 games.
Nintendo did do that once. And the chat, thank you for reminding me. The 3DS to the new 3DS, you couldn't put those new 3DS games in your old
3DSs.
If I'm remembering correctly, like the newer ones had a notch on the side of the cartridge. I don't remember if that's to stop it from going in the older systems though.
And then it came out with the newer 3DS that could take all of them. Bro, there's like 4 3DSs.
There's like 4 different 3DSs.
I think I have a 3DS in my room. I didn't.
If they do, this is why that's my only concern.
But but they did that, and that was a mess. So I don't think that they will be willing to go back to that.
You know what I was about to say?
The best console until the Switch.
I wanted to say that they made that mistake with handhelds, but the Switch is a handheld, so I couldn't even. I was about to defend them, like, oh, this is a console, you don't gotta worry.
But it's more handheld than anything else.
I was like, this is a console, you don't gotta worry. But this is a whole handheld, so I don't even know what to tell you, man. Maybe it's quite possible, but
it's released fall 2022, right?
Yeah, Chronicles. 110 heroes
chill out.
Releasing fall/October 2022 for previous and current generations, plus whatever console Nintendo will have at the time.
Boom. There we go.
This is a call, by the way.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It looks dope. All right. Speaking of delays, because my game has gotten delayed. So before I even get into the game, this game was supposed to be released launch window for the PS5. I don't know if you guys remember that from the event.
Yep.
Launched this game and they talked about this game. So hype about it.
What exactly is launch window?
They said, when is this game going to be released? They're like, we got to ask. And the team behind Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart said, launch window. Well, you way past the launch window, I think, bro.
Define launch window.
I think the launch window is like a month.
The first 6 months is the launch window.
I mean,
no, stop.
The first 2 months, I would have been like, that's a stretch. But I give it to you.
I say the first month.
This game is not being released until June 11th, 2021. It's not coming out until June. Yeah, that's not the launch window.
That's not the launch window.
I called that. I was like, they're lying. They don't know when that game's coming out. No one knows when their game is coming out anymore. They just give you a date and then they grind the dev team. And if they don't make it, they either give them an extension or they put out Cyberpunk. So,
okay.
All right, so here we go. As you guys all know, I am a huge fan and advocate for the Ratchet and Clank series. So this game is no different. I am mega excited for this game. This game shares a lot of similarities to the Ratchet and Clank series, right? So from the last installment in 2016, that weird kind of reboot game, it was still a fire game. And as you know, you control Ratchet, and he's got his buddy Clank with him. But in this game, there's this new mystery female Lombax that everyone's excited about, and they're not giving us any information on her. But the cool thing that they always do in Ratchet and Clank is they introduce some new style, some new game mechanic, and in this one, it's the Rift Tether. So if you've seen the trailer, if you've seen any gameplay for this game is supposed to be the Ratchet and Clank series, as dope as it is, it's usually a giant ad for what the new console can do. And this one's no different. So it's if you've played on a PS5, then you know loading screens are almost non-existent, especially for PS5 titles. They're like, there's not a lot of loading. And what they've done is they've created these little rifts. That's why it's called Rift Apart. They've created these little holes in time and space. And when you press R1 to tether through them, that would be like the equivalent of you traveling from the first town in a game. Like, let's say you're playing Skyrim and you're in the first town, and you fast travel to River Run. Like, how long would that take? That loading screen would take you a couple minutes. Reese, you're muted. It would take you a couple minutes.
Oh wow. Yeah, it would take, because that map is huge.
Right,
you're just there looking at the thing spin. It's
you get the you get to see the world. What's that the stuff you like? It tells you what happens. Like, it gives you hints.
The lore. Oh, you get to see the loading
and the hints.
Oh man.
Right. There's some lore. There's some hints as you see the slow loading red thing on the bottom.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But so what's happening in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is those rifts are fast travels and they happen instantaneously. They're showing off the power of the console. And that's the new thing. It's a concept of real-time, near instantaneous travel between different areas, planets, and worlds within the game and game scenes. So they literally went crazy with this, and it's supposed to happen instantaneously. You're not supposed to see any load times. This game does have the ray tracing hardware. It has the 3D spatial audio. It has the adaptive triggers. It uses the solid state drive to its maximum capacity. It's supposed to do everything and show you the full power of the PS5. It's supposed to be one of those big flagship games that's going to sell 1,000 million trillion copies.
So basically what they're saying is they want to do what they did. They want to do what Square did with the PS2 and Final Fantasy X, how they released that game early in its lifespan and basically maxed the console out. So with Ratchet and Clank, they're trying to show you everything that this console can utilize at its possible fullest potential.
Well, yeah, so that's what they always do with the Ratchet and Clank series. Okay. They always showcase everything that the console can do. And then it's like an advertisement to companies like Square and all these other companies to be like, okay, we want to make our next big title on that thing because it's capable of that. That's really what it is. But along the way, you have these wonderful journeys and these dope stories with these super difficult, super fun, over the top games that are Ratchet and Clank.
And you can still,
you know me, I haven't.
You can still level up your guns and stuff, right?
Oh yeah. They stack on top of the system. They give you new weapons. They bring back some old weapons, so that way you can come up with new combos and new things, bro. That will, if they ever change that, bro, they're shooting themselves in the foot. That's insane.
Making sure that's the feature that made me fall in love with the series right there. Well, yeah, that was like the first game I ever played by them, but yeah,
bro, that will never go away. They always add something different.
Got you.
And they're very excited about the Tempest engine and the spatial audio and all that. They're like, this game is going to be it. It's going to support a 4K resolution. It's going to support 4K, 30 frames per second. And there's also a performance mode, 60 frames per second, but they lower the resolution, of course. I can't wait till we get to the point where they don't lower the resolution and they keep the frame rate.
Because that's my beef with Control right now. So they have the fast-paced 60 res, no ray tracing, or you get 4K ray tracing but 30 hertz, and you can tell the difference.
You can see the difference. So, it's the same thing as Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's the same thing.
It's the same
so
thing.
It's like you're not getting like so when these consoles got announced and you was like, they're almost as powerful as a PC. This is where we keep coming into this.
Where we
They can't run the game 4K 60 frames. I
don't care how big that fan in that PS5 is. It's spinning.
It doesn't let it do that.
It's about to take off.
Really.
Yeah. But the game finally got announced this week, like its actual release date of June 11th, 2021. And of course, there's a plethora of different release styles. They have all the different ways that they're going to release the game.
Yeah.
The standard edition is $69.99. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for welcome to next gen. These games are going to be costing you $70 on average.
The pain.
Pain.
Yeah, it's finally going up, man.
Oh, you think you funny, Key?
You get a couple of things. Oh, was that a Metal Gear reference?
That was a Metal Gear reference.
The pain. As he dies, it's the pain.
Oh man.
Kojima. If you get the digital deluxe edition, you get 5 armor sets, you get a sticker pack, you get some in-game currency, which I'm not excited about. You get some in-game currency. Well, no, it's an in-game upgrade material. Like it's materials to upgrade your weapons and stuff in the game.
Hey, they always include that corny stuff that helps you for like the first 5 levels.
You can level up faster. Yeah. So they give you 20 of those. I shouldn't have said in-game currency.
Yeah, I'm about to say no microtransactions and RNC.
No, bro, chill out. Shadow of War did that. People were not happy about it. You don't ever have to use it, but the fact that you would put it in an action adventure open world game is so trash. But yes, this game is coming. I'm very excited. I'm very pumped. I cannot wait to play the series. This is one of the reasons to have a PS5 is a game like this.
About time. Yep. This is like one of the conversations I keep having with people like, yo, like, where can I get a PS5? I'm like, don't just chill out. Like games worthy of the PS5 name aren't coming out till the middle, like late spring, summer, fall window. So
yeah, I can agree with that. Like if you can get it for retail or maybe a little over, fine. But don't go crazy and spend $700 to $1,000. Like it's just not worth it. There's not enough out for it yet. Like there's like no PS5 titles. There's really none. Like
what am I playing? I'm playing
it's not many.
COD, but that's a PS4 title, so it don't count.
PS4 title as well.
Control, that don't count. That's a PC title. What else? All the other games I'm playing are PS4 games.
Yo, honestly, dude, I was just talking about this earlier. How like I barely turn on my PS5 anymore. Like I've mostly been playing my Xbox.
My man's Key forgot that PS5 was backwards compatible to the PS4 because he hasn't turned it on in so long.
Yes,
he's like, how am I supposed to play?
That it was backwards compatible.
Because we came up with the agreement, the P3, P5 agreement, and he's like, how am I going to play this?
It's free on the
download it. Yeah, you download it.
But I guess the Royal version has like quality of life updates that are supposed to be better or something like that. They was talking to me about the game earlier, and I was just like, oh well, I can only get this for PlayStation 4. Like, how am I supposed to play it? That sucks. And then they're like, what are you talking about? You have a PS5? I was like, yeah.
You got a PS5?
Oh, my man.
And they gave that game away for free, right? On the PS5.
The base version, I want to say. Royale, you still got to pay for.
Which is fine.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think the quality of life changes that they made in Royale will
worth the
be noticeable to you. Yeah. Because you just want to play the game anyway and get over it anyway. So
especially if it's a game that you're personally not that crazy about.
But they told me about some stupid thing where you have to use a gun, but in order to use the gun, you got to leave the dungeon.
So if you remember, when you run out of rounds in your gun, you have to leave the dungeon in order to replenish your stock and come back.
Yeah.
Remember that. So in Royale, apparently, your gun gets refilled every battle.
That's kind of chips because it made it harder.
That's more difficult. That sounds like a quality of life update. Like, what are the?
I thought it was quality of life.
There's enemies that are aerial and their weakness is being shot. It's like running out of SP.
Essentially, yeah.
It's okay to run out of SP, but it's not okay to run out of bullets. That doesn't make sense.
What's SP is in the game?
MP.
Yeah, like that's your MP.
But
so
there's items.
Summer personas and do all their cool moves and do all that stuff.
But there's items.
There are items to replenish your SP.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot. They're far and few in between.
Is there items to replenish your bullets?
No.
So you have when you run out of bullets, you can no longer fight those enemies.
No, you can still fight.
Well,
them.
you can, but you're just gonna struggle
because you burnt out. You can't shoot them to hit their weakness.
It's only a weakness attack.
Well, you can just use it.
You can use it as it's a regular attack, yeah. But certain types of
smart, you only use it
right.
Like you
but what
use it,
I'm saying,
like,
I thought you could. So okay, so you can hit them. You don't need that gun to hit them. You can hit them.
No, that's why I'm like, that's kind of
okay. But the reason,
to me.
Wait a minute. The reason I call it a quality of life thing is like you said. All right, you go in there, you run out of rounds, you got to leave. If you leave, you have to advance a day.
Right, and all the enemies respawn. Like that's difficulty.
Won't they respond if you leave? Like not leave, but if you like exit the vicinity and then you zone back into the room, don't they already respawn?
Yeah,
It shouldn't be any different. There's no difference.
Yeah.
The way they was made it sounding like earlier is like it's like in Pokemon where you get running shoes, like you had to walk the entire game versus
no,
like
bro.
you get running shoes, like it makes your life easier. Like
no, so you get a gun and a melee weapon. Every character has a different gun and a different melee weapon from everyone else. And that gun has a limit to how much ammo that you have.
Yeah. Like the pistol has 10, the Mac has like 30, things like that. Yeah.
And when it runs out, you're out until you go back to the real world. It's out. Like it's empty. Like you shot all your rounds on the mission. Like go for it. That's why you use it sparingly. Like, oh shoot, there's someone flying. Use your gun. Otherwise, just use your knife or use your sword or use your bat or whatever.
And now with this, you just gonna be like, if you leave, it advances a day.
So now you're that much closer to
the deadline
to losing. Right.
That's kind of whack though. I don't think it did that in Persona. You could just leave anytime you wanted. Well, P3.
Yeah.
So P5. If you leave,
go into the Persona universe. If you leave, it advances a day. Because your character's exhausted.
Okay, sorry. More exactly, you leave, you got to go home and rest and all the stuff. It doesn't auto advance, but yeah.
I don't know if I consider that harder or not. I mean, I get it. I get to see why it's harder, but it doesn't.
It requires
it's more of an annoyance, right?
Yes, it seems more annoying. Like I don't know. I see, like I literally see both sides. That's why I'm so in between. I'm so conflicted on that. Like I really do see both sides. How it could be like that's annoying, but like then I could just see how it's like that's annoying. Like I don't want to deal with that. But it's like I have to think. I have to move a certain type of way. Like I literally see both sides.
It's annoying. I will give everyone that, but it makes you strategize. It makes you.
It does. Like
I should only use a little bit because once I run out, like I think. I like that. I love that about video games, but they give you a set number of something to complete something with. Like, I like that.
No, I get it. It's just, man, it was unnecessary close calls due to the fact that I got to do all this extra stuff just because.
Stop burning your ammo, trash. Be better at the game.
Listen, I don't think
I think
and I got to run.
The time passes up.
I think though, I can say for sure though, I'm not a fan of when you leave the dungeon advances a day. I'm 100% not a fan of that. I don't think that's. Yeah, huh? Nah, I played Persona 3.
But I didn't play the other ones. So I
so
only know this one.
That just doesn't make no sense to me. Like just because I walked out, like when in Persona 3 at least, like when you the dungeon is like down, you go down some stairs. So like you come up and there's a save point. There's other people you can talk to. You can reorganize your party and then you can go back down if you want. So like,
once you leave,
so with this, it's like you call a meeting. You guys all meet up, and then that's the place where you can do all your setting up, all your party members do like that's your final checks before you go in. Because once you go in, that's your day.
You made a firm decision. Yeah.
Dang, that's
your day.
That's annoying. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Carry on with Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, we went from Ratchet Clank to P5. That was wild.
That was wild. But no, I think that's because I was done with Ratchet and Clank.
You're all set. Okay.
It's a flagship. Yeah, it's a flagship game for the console. These are the games that we're waiting for. We're waiting for Ratchet and Clank, the new Horizon. Like we're waiting for these new games that the platform is PS5, not PS4 being ported over, not Xbox One being ported over. But PS5 and Xbox Series X, this is one of those games. I'm very excited for.
That game with the cat in the hallway. Y'all
That
don't remember
game
that?
with the cat in the hallway.
The
I need
cat was like
names,
in the
my guy.
alleyway or something like that. Y'all don't remember
Oh
that?
yeah. I do remember that. I do remember that.
Strays.
Was it called? Oh, you might be right. It might have been called Strays. I think it was called
Strays,
Strays
I
with like
think.
a Z
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yep. Strays. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Let me double check because I don't feel confident in my answer.
Anyways, yo, B, I remember you mentioned something. Oh, we was talking about how I was talking about the pain, and you said
Yeah.
Kojima, and that made me think. The other day I was having a conversation with some good dudes. Shout out to Complete Geek TV, but we were talking with them, and he showed me some game. We were looking up old games that are worth like stupid amounts of money, and like Kojima's like, I guess this was his first game, and I want to say it was for like Sega Saturn or a Sega CD or something like that, and it's worth like $10,000 or something like that if you have the disc of that game. It's insane. I don't even know. I don't remember what it's called, or that just made me think of it when you said Kojima.
Wow.
And the he has it. The dude from Complete, he has it. Adam.
Whoa.
That's wild.
Yeah, the game. It's like, I forget what it's called. It's some kind of. Oh, I forget the name of it. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw out that little tidbit because I was like blown away. But
I would be too. That's crazy.
Man.
Huh?
Sheesh.
So I would be too. That's crazy.
That always happens like that, right? Like when someone gets chosen as a genius or a popular figure in something, their old stuff that from 100 years ago that didn't make sense, that they don't even like, is worth crazy millions of dollars.
Stupid money. Like, oh, this is his,
like,
this is his mind in its infancy. Like, oh, I need this. Like, yeah.
And they're like, and like the person themselves is like, oh, that's whack.
Like, yo, you want that throwaway, bro? Like,
yeah,
I got that in my bathroom as the toilet tissue. Like, if you want, I got some copies. Like, yeah. In any case, a game that I will not be keeping in my bathroom is Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. And I want to say that this game it turned out to be something completely different than what I initially thought it was or was going to be. I originally thought it was going to be some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of like MMO type game or something along those lines.
But, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, and still to this day, they don't really have too many trailers, or really that's all they have is trailers. There's no like gameplay footage much. They just have a lot of trailers. But come to find out, this game is complete. This is actually a hero game. And it's literally called a heist game. It's a hero heist game.
Ooh. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was like you're doing the heist like Grand Theft Auto, like you pick a character.
I thought I was gonna be hooded up, running the streets, just pickpocketing, living my life, like not giving Joffrey.
That would be sick too.
Right, like that's what I was like. Yes, like, oh snap, I'm about to be the hood, robbing dudes, giving back to my people. But I mean, I kind of am still doing that, but not in the capacity that I thought.
Not freely.
Yeah, not freely. I thought I was gonna be running around Assassin's Creed, jumping off of buildings, like living my best life.
Oh, play Dying Light. Except instead of stealing from people, you're running from zombies
in that game. I'm good. So, anyways, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. This game was developed by Sumo Digital and published by Focus Home Interactive. Sumo Digital made mostly like racing and sports games in the past. Like, so this is like something, in my opinion, completely way out of their range, in my opinion. They made games like Virtual Tennis, Race Driver 2006. Like, they just made a bunch of Sega Rally Online. They just Sonic All-Stars Racing. Like, they just made a bunch of racing and sports games. So this is something completely left field from something different from their norm. In any case, it is a multiplayer PvPvE heist game, and it runs essentially in 3 stages. It's 4v4, and the first stage is getting the key. So the premise of it is to steal some treasure and bring it back to your village or your town or whatever the case may be. So it runs in 3 stages. Each match is 3 stages. You have to get the key, steal the treasure, and then extract. Those are the 3 things that you have to do. Simple, simple premise.
Simple premises.
Not so simple.
Not so simple execution. Like, oh my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
Yo, this game is deep. It's pretty deep. It's simple and deep at the same time.
That don't make no sense.
Yes, because like I said, it's 4v4. So it's both of your teams trying to both get the key, and like you guys have to both get the key and get to this treasure and extract it. There's only one of all of it. So
now it's
That makes sense.
PvPvE, right?
right. So
Yeah. This is what I
the,
thought it was. I need this. Go ahead.
so the key
Go ahead.
is on the belt of a sheriff. The
Ooh.
sheriff is some OP will one shot you, don't mess with me character. And so you
Okay.
have to, and he is surrounded by elite guards and armed forces. And
So there's stealth involved.
mad stealth. They influence
Yes!
an extreme amount of stealth. And I saw that and I was like, all right, trash. But anyway, so I was like, y'all play Metal Gear. As soon as I seen stealth, I was like, I can't hit the X button. I have to do this game. I can't hit the X button. I can't hit the X button. So
I was so excited for this game.
So
This game is lit.
let me carry on. So they're surrounded by guards, and the guards, there's the where they can be is in different locations, and one of like the most guarded locations or one of the hardest locations is a 5-level floor where, and you don't know where the treasure is or where the guard is. Like you have to go in, you have to map out a plan, and you have to find them. And the world itself kind of gives you hints. Like let's say you come up to a kitchen. There's probably like 2 guards in there. Okay, the treasure or the guard, the sheriff he's not in there. The area in the most guarded place with the most, that's obviously the place that you need to go to. Right.
Okay.
So there's no GPS, there's no like direct map that tells you where to go. And even when you get the key, it only hints at where the actual treasure is. When you get the key, it'll say something like you picked up the church key. So now you got to go find the church.
You know it, but that's all you know.
Yeah, that's all you get. Like now you got to go find where's the church at. You got to go find the church. Once you get in the church, you got to find where the treasure is. And so like and how you go about it, you can go about it differently. You can go in, you can sneak in, you can unlock like doors, you can like silently unlock doors, or you can bust it down, or you can just break that door down, which will alert the guards around you, and the guards will come running.
Or you just bang the door down, use that as bait, hide. The other team see the door get bust down, they get rolled. Yo, I'm already blind.
Jump the other team, so that way they got
right.
for?
That's another
I'm
feature. They were
blind.
saying how it's all about stealth and tactics and teamwork, because you can if you want run in while the other team's trying to run in. You can follow them. Maybe they got a better clue. You can follow them, run up behind them, and try to get the key that way. Or you can just sit up, scout, and watch them until they're ready to extract, and then pounce on them right when they already have the treasure, right when they already did all of the hard work. Basically,
exactly.
It's up to you and your team about how you want to go about getting the treasure, but just make sure that you get that treasure. Like
you get that treasure.
That you get that treasure.
What I'm talking about.
You get the treasure.
Yo, where's my DualSense at? I gotta pre-order this.
Once you finally get in and extract the treasure, you have to then once you finally get in and steal the treasure, you have to then extract the treasure. Once that treasure is taken out of their possession, the guards and everybody are on high alert now. So everybody's alerted, everybody's running around like, okay. And as soon as a guard or anybody else sees a character or a player with the treasure, they know you have the treasure now. So now the sheriff is back out like, I want my treasure. So he's headed to your extraction point, or he's headed to your direction, because there's multiple extraction points around the map. So everybody starts heading towards your direction.
So you get spotted, where you get seen.
Yeah. So
this sounds so fun.
Now you have to try and extract. You have the other team to worry about. You got all the knights and guards and super elite guards that are on your back. You got the sheriff that's on your back. Everybody is just trying to extract, or everybody's trying to get the treasure and extract it out.
Right.
Also, once you are this is how they try to make the stealth more. They try to like, yo, you should be stealthy.
You should try stealth, yeah.
The
Because you get
player,
more points or something.
the player, yo, okay, I'm sorry.
Let's hear this.
That activates the guards, like that alerts the guards, gets their special locked.
Oh, you can't use your ult.
Your ult is locked. If you alert the player,
if you're the reason the team got alerted,
you're the reason.
You lose your ult for the rest of the game.
You lose your ult. You cannot lose your ult.
Crazy.
And you can get it back, but you have to go back into stealth mode and like earn it back. You have to get stealth kills and you have to earn your ult back. So
that's cool.
That is so sick.
That's cool to encourage you to try and play stealthy.
Yeah. He's not buying this game.
Encourage it. But they don't want you to play stealthy like the entire, like that's why all the AI is alerted and everything. They want to see PvP.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. So they don't want everything to be completely stealthy, but they want you to be tactical. You have bow and arrows with ropes on the end so that you can silently drop into certain areas.
Dude, yo, so I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5 again. And I've just been realizing how wonderful and how perfect that game is. And hearing a lot of the stuff that you're saying is it's like right into like kind of what I'm playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But bows and arrows and swords versus guns
versus nano machines,
killer dogs and nano machines. This is dope.
It is.
This is right up my alley.
And so I mentioned earlier that this is a hero game. So there's 4 different characters. As of right now, at least. I'm not sure if they're going to add more or not, but as of right now, there are 4 different characters. You have the Ranger, who uses... So each character has a weapon that has, I guess, a certain kind of use or a different type of actions that you can do with that weapon. They have a trait, an ability, perks, and gear. Each character has this. Wow. So you have the Ranger, the sniper. They use the longbow. You can charge the arrows for increased fire.
Increased.
Yeah, you heard that. I made myself laugh. For increased power, or you can just quick fire, but the quick fire happens at a limited range, kind of like on Gauntlet. You remember Gauntlet? You can just run around with the little So, and their trait is to scout, which is survey. You can survey the area and tag targets. The ability,
Metal Gear,
the ability is called Farsight. It basically shoots a power shot that explodes shortly after impact. And then the Ranger's perks is that the Ranger's melee capabilities can be improved by letting him use his arrows as melee weapons. You can also customize him to become a better sniper, granting you more ability charge when you kill targets at long range. And then
man said, hold on, let me just get this quiver real quick.
You can just use your arrow as a melee.
There's no game that does that, huh?
Not that I know about. Now that I think about it.
It's probably a finisher, not like you could just do it. You know, it's usually like a finisher.
Is it a finisher or is it a melee attack?
It's his perk. It's an ability. So I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay.
And then his gear is his flashbang grenades. Then you have the Hunter, who uses a crossbow, and they could either fire a single shot charge. It's on their wrist, kind of like Yuna's weapon. Like
the crossbow from Perfect Dark.
I don't know. It's a single shot.
Single shot right on your arm.
It's right on their wrist. So you can fire a single bolt or charge it for a multi shot, but that does less damage, longer range. It's like one of those spread shot type things. So it's better if you hit them in close range.
Okay.
And her trait is called Shadow. You perform an assassination on state guards from any direction while concealed. Which is interesting to me because her trait only works on NPCs basically. So that must be
you can't.
Strat. Yeah, you can't use that.
Wait, so what did you do again?
Perform an assassination on state guards from any direction while concealed.
Nice.
Imagine being able to do that to another player. That would be kind of.
That's OD.
Her ability
is Shroud. You become undetectable to guards and almost invisible to players.
Run that,
bro.
That's me.
I can't tell you how many times I've been like choked out and then get my throat slit by a dude wearing camouflage. Like he's just invisible.
Yeah, they like they're probably gonna have that cloak where you can kind of see him, but he's
yeah, the shimmer.
You get the shimmer type cloak.
Yep.
Yeah,
The shimmer. That's what we call that.
That's what we're calling it. The shimmer.
The shimmer. Yep.
All right, I'm with it.
Her perks customize Marion's crossbow to fire bolts at a faster rate and improve stability at the cost of ammo capacity. Oof. Stealthier options include resetting her invisibility every time she performs an assassination to create a deadly combo kill streak. Oof.
So y'all gonna make me play that character, right? Sign me up. Sign me up. I'll take out all the NPCs. Don't worry about it.
Her gear is a smoke grenade. And then we have the Brawler, who uses a hammer, and basically he gets the wide sweep and the overhead. Like that's his two moves.
That's more B right there.
He's a straight brawler. Yo, hold this hammer, dude.
He's basically Thor with a mallet.
It's insane.
And his trait is called Resolute, which raises. So, I forgot to mention this. So when you get,
he's a tank. Oh.
He's the brute guy. Yeah, he's the tank. Okay. So when they get alerted, they drop something called Portcullis Gates, which I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I should have looked it up. But
they drop the gates on.
They drop gates and they try to lock you in the area that you're in. Also, another thing I forgot to mention was that you can secure areas yourself as a player, and the areas that you secure become your respawn zone. So but his trait is called Resolute, which raises gates. He can raise gates and make openings for the team.
The sheriff be like, close the gates. He'd be like, open the gates.
He'd be like, nah, fam, we out. So he can just open gates and let everybody
open the gates.
He was like, all right.
And the Brawler, and his perk is the Brawler is capable of completing objectives faster, which includes the speed he carries the chest and his winching speed. So like, why you know what I'm saying? You're doing all of this while you holding the chest.
He's the person who's actually stealing the treasure.
Yeah, you want
because
him.
He has increased winch speed and carry speed.
Yep. And his gear is grenades. And then last but not least, we have the Mystic, who uses a flail. She can swing the flail in circles to create space, or she can launch it forward to damage enemies and stun them. Her trait is called Respire, which makes her stamina regenerate faster. And her ability is called Instinct, which highlights obscured enemies for teammates and heals those within close range.
Oh, we got a healer now?
Yeah. So it highlights obscure enemies, people that are potentially hiding in the trees, watching you, and then it heals your friends. And then her perk is the Mystic can channel vampiric powers to leech life from his opponents, or choose to benefit from increased attack damage when at full health. Her gear is, or his gear.
Stuff Reese is gonna get hype about.
His gear, Reese is also get hype about. His gear is the poison grenade.
Typical.
You already know.
Typical Reese.
I'm playing Undead in our RPG game, and I always gotta have poison around the hill, so might have to rock that.
Literally, so in Divinity Original Sin 2, I play the archer. Like I play the ranger, and I grab all the items, like all the bombs and like all the weird and cool arrows and things of that nature. But I give him all the poison bombs and stuff because he'd be like, "Yo, I'll take that." I'm like, yeah, so gross. He eats poison.
Undead.
You heal his poison. Ugh.
It's sick.
It is sick.
Yeah. So this game is looking like fire to me. It's looking like one of those games that's like fun, exciting, tactical, annoying, and something that I could really find myself playing. I think really the most important thing with this game, I think, is you want to be able to play with the right people though, because this is like extremely like you sounded shocked. You said, "Is that so?" Because like it's a hero like it's not a hero shooter though, but it kind of is, but it's not. But it's more
it has
like
hero elements.
Yeah, and also it's like a sneaky. You got to sneak around.
It's rolls. Everybody's got a roll.
Yeah. But it's like super competitive. Like it's you versus the people versus the world, and like you guys have to work together to get this job done to get the treasure back home. And like,
and you got to adapt on the fly. Because like, what if your plan coincides with their plan, and like now you guys are clashed? Now you might have to make a new plan.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's so dope.
There's a bunch of different ways to go about how you want to complete this. It's not just one thing, which is what I just don't like hero shooters, because you have this one objective with heroes, and like I just don't like hero shooters. But this is like opening it up and making it so much fun for me and so much more competitive. And what they did was I guess there's a game called Hunt Showdown. I don't know if you guys heard of it or played it.
I know about that game.
So it's similar to that, I guess they're saying, and that's a good reason, because the devs saw that game, liked it, and kind of like wanted to take their spin on it. Like they took like the inspirations from that game to make this game.
Because I saw that game, I liked the concept. I just didn't like the execution. I didn't
Hunt
like
Showdown.
The game. So like it's cool. They just like, well, for one, it's hideous. It's just a bad game to look at. Like from like what you saw from the initial trailers and stuff when they announced it to the way it looks, it's worse than 2018 Spider-Man. It's way worse. Like it looks like like an early PS3 game, you know. But the concept is still dope. Of like it's you and your two friends. I think it's a max of 3. It might be 4, but it's you and your crew, and there's other crews, and they're all trying to capture these certain monsters and hunt down the same monsters. So you might run into each other and things of that nature, and then you got to escape with their stuff. Everyone's fighting for the stuff, fighting for the monsters, all that. It's a similar concept, except it reminds me more of like a Metal Gear or something, because you have to go take something, and there's multiple ways to go in. You can sneak in, you can fight in, you can do whatever you want, but the goal is to go get that thing and then extract with it.
And then bounce.
Versus another team.
Yeah.
Like that's so important. Versus another team. So.
And there's also a super brute. Don't want to mess with him.
Yeah. Like there's so many obstacles and things in the way of you getting your goal. I love that. I love your team coming up with a strategy to win. And now there's another team trying to counter you. So dope. So dope. Like if it didn't have the other team, I'd still get this game. But with the other team, it changes the dynamic. It makes it competitive as opposed to just you and your mates just having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to top it off, just a little tidbit, you are the game is called Hood, but you are Robin Hood. And so you have to bring the treasure back to, there's actually a point to this. In between heists, you can visit your hideout and spend some of your stolen money that you got. Giving money back to the people will increase the range of items available to you inside of shops. You can improve, alter, and refine your character's natural skills via a range of perks, like I mentioned earlier. You can unlock new perks by earning experience points from each heist, and then purchase them with the reward money. And then you can further personalize your heroes with a range of weapons and costumes and all of that stuff that you can get during gameplay.
So you can level them up, change their perks, change their items, that's so sick.
You don't just steal the money to win. Like
just to win, you can actually build
an objective to this.
Take it back to the crib, give the people back the money, and
Reese. Metal Gear Solid 5, Mother Base. It's similarities. Crazy.
Yeah, but the only thing we're not doing is kidnapping people and forcing them to work for us.
No. Chill. You asked them.
We did ask them, yes.
You ask them. They go to the brig first. You ask them. Be cool.
I want to get that reaction out you real quick.
Be cool.
But yeah, no, I was already hyped about the game when we saw it for the very first time during the PlayStation stream. And then, kind of left it alone because it is a little while before it's released. And now I'm just hearing more about it. I'm like, it's reaffirming my interest in the game. So like, okay, I already wanted to purchase it, but now I'm really going to go in my room after this and pre-order it real quick. Make sure I have my copy.
Like we saw this during one of the live events, and I was like, dude, dope. Like I went to go look at it after because we mentioned it. I think in our year-end episode.
Yep, that was one of the games I was most interested in.
He was excited for.
Yep.
And I remember taking a second look at it then and was like, dude, this is my kind of game. Like heists and like figuring out how to win and all that. I'm like, dude, sign me up.
Definitely. And we've been talking about wanting to do I reinstalled GTA 5 on my console.
Yo,
I have it on my PC.
Bro,
we've been talking about wanting to do the heists over. So now, but we've done a number of those heists already. So it's going to be kind of old hat. Yes, there are a couple new ones that they've implemented.
There's a commercial.
There's a commercial.
Can I say that I have never done a heist before?
Bro, do you have the game?
So, do you have GTA 5?
I think if it's on Game Pass, I might have it. Oh,
we might not be able to crossplay. Because I have it on PS5.
But no, if it's on Game Pass, then we can all just get it.
But but that might only be on the console. Game Pass. On the PC Game Pass.
It has definitely not crossplay. Yeah. I was gonna say, we can
230 games as opposed to the console is like almost 400.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we can get you acclimated real quick,
bro. The heist are fun.
Doing a heist, it takes a little effort.
Yo, it's stressful, dude. Yo, if somebody makes a mistake, dudes be heated. Dudes be very upset.
Wait, is that not? Was it? Oh no, it's not a PlayStation exclusive, right? Never mind, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to be part of that PS4 giveaway thing. That
it could be. You never know.
It might.
It could be.
I thought it was all PlayStation exclusives that they put on there.
Might be. Persona 5 is a PlayStation exclusive? PlayStation 5?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually looked for that game on Xbox earlier.
I see the play. Yeah, it might be only
I think it is.
PlayStation exclusives, and Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 are not PlayStation exclusives.
I did buy Grand Theft Auto 4 though.
That you did.
In any case, for those that want to have this game in their possession, you do not have to wait too long. It is coming to all consoles, next gen and previous gen, Switch not included, and PC. Obviously. May 10th, 2021.
June. All right, cool.
Yep. So,
and then
recent Black Ops 3
fall 2022.
Yeah. No, these aren't PS specific games.
They're not.
Like Fallout 4 is on PC. 15 Royale Edition is on PC. Isn't Black Ops 3 on Xbox?
Black Ops is on Xbox, yeah.
Yeah, Black Ops is on Xbox.
So yeah, that kills it already.
Okay.
A majority of them are PS only titles.
I don't. Yeah, if it's Call of Duty, it's automatic. But also, I don't consider. I mean, really, it's neither here nor there. But I don't consider if you call the game if it's on PC, I don't think that's non-exclusive anymore, just because it's not a console. But
nah, I've always been with you on that. I guess if a game comes out for PlayStation, it's going to be on PlayStation, and then it might come out for PC. But that's still a PlayStation.
But it's still PlayStation. Yes, I get it.
And Sony
granted, technically it's not, but in terms of the console wars, it is.
Sony said themselves they're moving forward. They're looking into having their PlayStation exclusives also available on PC.
They've released the show.
They see Microsoft winning on that.
They released the show 21 on Xbox. Like that's their first game that they're making a Xbox game, PlayStation proper.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It might get built from the ground up. It might be optimized for Xbox Series X.
Optimized for Xbox Series X.
It might get the badge, bro.
Wait a minute. We still don't know. Wait. Stop. We still don't know what that means, do we?
We know what it means. We just don't trust that it's being done for every game.
Yeah.
It means that it was built on the console for the console.
That.
Right.
FUBU. For it, buy it.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Exactly.
Phoebe?
Exactly.
Respect. Phoebe.
Phoebe. For it, buy it.
For it, buy it. Buy it for it.
So
no, this is the inverse.
Oh, beefy.
Buy it for beefy. Oh, no. Buy it for.
What are we talking about?
Oh my god!
I don't know. I tried to be cute with the FUBU, and then we went too deep. So,
yes. Anyways,
this is looking like. Is this the first time that we reviewed 3 games and we're like, "Yo, all of these are cops"?
I think so.
Oh,
all of these are cops.
It might be.
Yeah.
even if you don't buy one of these games, you know it's still good. You're
It's
like,
still gonna be a good game. Yeah,
you got
I
even
don't
if
know
you
about
don't play Ratchet and Clank, you're like,
yeah,
still.
I'm not gonna say that's a bad game ever.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I haven't kept up with all of them, but Ratchet and Clank I know is a fire series.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
It's just like one of those things.
Let me not say that out loud because you know
what. You haven't played any of them? I already know.
None of them. Yo, play Arsenal. Play up your Arsenal. That's what introduced me to Ratchet and Clank. That game is so sick.
It is very sick.
That's the one where they started to change it towards what it is now.
Bro,
that could be your next series on the stream, bro.
See, this is what I be talking about.
No. I'm sorry. I need him to play that stealth
Splinter
game.
Cell.
Yes.
Splinter Cell. Yes. 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 You gotta play Splinter Cell. Yes.
Wait, I need to hear my.
Yes. Yes. You gotta play Splinter Cell.
I need
that.
Yes. And you can be stealthy.
For that energy.
Yo, you can stick a little camera wire in the door hole.
Little fiber optic camera.
Yeah, little fiber optic, so you can see around who's around.
Isn't that his ability in Siege? I just shoot that little camera and I can see.
Yeah, he shoots one to the wall and you can see either side.
I can take outside. Yeah,
exactly. You can do all of that. Yeah. It's perfect for you. And then you just
and
go
then you
loud.
can tap someone on the D-pad and he'd be like, boom, boom.
Just pick up a Uzi and go loud.
No.
Machine gun.
I heard there's a
I'm never going loud on purpose. I gotta get caught or make a mistake.
I'm gonna do my thing. And
what if you accidentally pull the pin and drop a grenade though?
Then you going loud.
Then I guess we're going in loud. But
here we go. So just accidentally pull a pin and drop a grenade, and we good.
Nah, bro.
Whoops! My pin fell.
That's crazy, bro.
So why you kill all the people in that house?
I was just tooting my own horn in Metal Gear 5. Yes, I'm like, man, I'm so good at stealth. I was so proud of myself. Man, and then I got caught. I got in trouble. I had to throw a smoke grenade. It was crazy, but
far preferable in stealth. So
for the most part.
In any case, well, I guess now it is time for everybody's favorite segment, and that, of course, is B's Throwback of the Week.
Oh, I hear it again. This song's alright. All right, cut it off.
I'm sorry. I'm
looking on your camera and there's just cat hair.
Oh, you everywhere. See, I was actually because I was
everywhere. Damn, it's on your I
saw her cover. On screen a couple of times.
Oh, no, this my pop filter has been mutilated by her cat hairs, but to get her from like pawing away at my screen, I have to pet her. She's an attention. She's needy. So as I'm petting her, her fur is getting like everywhere. So like. Man, it is what it is.
It is.
I guess so.
Yeah, I gotta clean mine off.
Well, are you showing me that you don't have any cat hairs on your pop filter?
No, I'm just cleaning it up. I have my hairs on it.
Here we go. It's a convenient time to clean the pop filter.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you want to clean your pop filter.
I'm not hearing it.
All right. So the game that I have for you guys is developed by Naughty Dog Entertainment. It was published by Sony Computer Entertainment. This game was released in 2001 for the PS2. It was released December 3rd, 2001.
I feel like I should know this.
Me too.
You might not, though. This is a... Huh?
I said me too.
Yeah, you guys know this game. Jak and Daxter, the precursor legacy.
Jak and Daxter.
Funny. That's funny.
I picked this game because one, the first game was fire. There was a couple more in the series that were good, but it's the series that was always like connected to Ratchet and Clank for some reason.
Yeah.
Because like around the same time they were both released, and they had similar stuff. It was two characters, like a friend, and they had bonds and things of that nature. And Ratchet and Clank just stuck. It blew up. And Jak and Daxter did really well. Don't get it twisted. Like the games did super well.
Not Ratchet and Clank well.
It's not Ratchet and
Clank. It's just not. It didn't evolve the way Ratchet and Clank evolved.
Ratchet and Clank was the reason I was never into like either one of them. My brother had both of those games, and I just watched him play it. Like we shared a room. I didn't have a choice, but I would just watch him play those games. But then when Up Your Arsenal came out, I played Up Your Arsenal. There was no time I ever played a Jack and Daxter game ever.
Yeah.
I just watched them play it.
Yeah. So the first one, it was just one of those games that came out. Like the PS2 had these forward-thinking platformers, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper series, Ratchet and Clank series. They were just special. They did things on a 3D platform that were just new, that Super Mario 64 just didn't have because it was dated, right? Mm-hmm. So then you come to these games, and now you're still doing Super Mario 64, but you're shooting and fighting and jumping and doing backflips, and there's a different dimensions and all these things that these games just had, and they kind of changed platforming going forward. So I just didn't want Jack and Daxter to get lost in the shuffle. It was a great game. I didn't play the entire series, but I played 1 all the way through, and I played some of 2. And it's just a good series. If you like platformers, you like games that are hard, that have puzzles and give you a headache, and they're still super fun, this is one of those games. This is just a part of that whole era. And it was a part of Naughty Dog's takeover, bro. Naughty Dog, bro. Yeah, Naughty Dog just makes good games. Like, they just do.
Know that I subconsciously loved platformers. Just it never dawned on me how much I did love platformers, because I had is the Spyro count? I don't think Spyro counts. Does this count?
Spyro counts.
Spyro's a platformer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had Spyro. I would spam Gex or Jex. I don't know how I say Gex.
Gex. Yep. The gecko. Get the gecko, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Gex.
I had Rayman. I had Banjo Kazooie 2.
Bro, platformers are here.
Yeah, I had a lot. Like I had a whole lot. I can list.
Death Force Gemini's a platformer.
Nah, that's an adventure game.
It's a third-person shooter.
That's a third-person adventure with zombie platform elements.
Yeah.
But I had a lot. I had like more than I thought that I did. Like I'm a bigger fan of platformer games than I like initially thought I was.
Did you like Tomba?
Never played Tomba.
Did I play Tomba?
Never played Tomba. It's the little dude with the pink hair.
Little dude with the pink hair, shorts, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't play this game either.
Oh, that game is so much fun.
But
I did not play that.
I was gonna say you have to play it, but no, you don't. That game's kind of old,
dude. Yeah, the one of the Crash Bandicoot. That's like that's.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What?
Great series.
You've been beating yourself in the head with this Crash Bandicoot recently.
Is OD. That game is too hard. It's broken. Like, and there's no difficulty settings. You just turn it on hard. Like, the game is OD.
I just started playing the Insane Trilogy myself. I just started, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Like, dude,
this was how did we do this as kids?
I'm saying,
I know. Because you fall a couple times, you're like, I remember this. Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
All right.
You start off a map feeling good. You got 18 lives. About 20, 30 minutes in, you got like 3. You're like, bro, real talk though.
Yeah, 3 lives.
I'm about to go eat some food because I'm getting attitude.
It's stressful.
Like, catch it, yo.
It's good, bro. I mean, you guys know. I swear by it. Like, platformers are a part of the culture. Like, they're and like, there was a time where they dictated the culture. Like whatever Mario was doing, whatever Ratchet Clank was doing, whatever
Super
Crash
Mario.
Bandicoot was doing, like whatever these types of characters were doing, Sonic, like they were the culture. They were the driving force for consoles.
Yeah. Yes.
You know? Cool. Yeah, like they literally were it. Like
now that I think about it, man.
They're good games across the board, right? Because you can make a platformer that has fighting. You can make a platformer that has puzzles or both. They're just so diverse. You can do whatever you want with them.
I was gonna say, so yeah, like I said
Anyone
earlier,
can play them.
RPGs probably dominated PS1. Like if you were to think of the top 3 genres in that era, RPGs is definitely up there. And now that I'm thinking about it,
I think RPGs,
platformers, yeah, is second at least.
Yeah. And
in terms of the types of games that was released for that, and then probably action adventure, whatever.
Action adventure, yep.
And
Tomb Raiders,
Tomb Raider, and things like that. Yeah. And then everything else, like the driving games and stuff like that. Yeah, now that I think about
fighting games were big at that time too.
Yeah.
Because you had Tekken, you had Street Fighter, you had Mortal Kombat,
Tekken, Street Fighter, Bloody Roar,
Bloody
Tobal
Roar.
number 1. I don't know how many people are gonna know about that
Battle
one.
Arena Toshinden, fighting games were it. Fighting games were it.
Battle Arena Toshinden.
It was anybody. Did anybody else? I got my Battle Arena Toshinden from Funkoland or GameStop, whatever it was called at the time. But when I bought it, it was in a long case, like
old cases.
Like a Sega Saturn case, or like that type.
Because of the manual.
Because
of the manual.
Some of the PS1 games.
I don't know why.
The old ones, they had the big case, and they changed.
You know what it was like? It was like a Blockbuster case, or like a
bigger than that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure
No. There was a couple games that I had that were like that. That came in those old giant cases.
See, now we're talking about fighting games. Our chest bringing in some other
Soul Edge, Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter. Like I played all these games.
Yeah, I played Soul Edge before it became Calibur and all the other mess that it was.
Yeah.
Another game that might be obscure, Distraga. Like you two are gonna remember this. So you look like you're trying to remember it. So it was that fighting game. You had the free roam, and you had the 3 buttons: square, X, square, triangle, and circle, and that would toss out a certain move. You could combine them into moves, launch your projectiles. If you got close together, you fit the cuff. Those.
Yeah, this is a throwback game. Yeah, and you could run around free roam. It was like a top-down
run around free roam. Yep.
It was like
what else?
Almost top down. It was zoom in when you guys get close.
Zoom in when y'all got close. Ahead. What else? King of Fighters, Virtua Fighter. There were a lot of fighting games. All right, fine. RPGs number 1, platformers 2, fighting games 3.
Bro, fighting game,
dude. It's hard to say because you like what you liked, right?
Right,
exactly. It was just that gaming was more in its infancy then, so
exactly
it wasn't as saturated. Nothing was really niche at the time. Everything was really good.
Everything was just a game, right? Like it wasn't AAA studios versus indie studios. It was just they came out with that game and it's cool.
Yeah, everybody was trying to come up. I don't even think AAA was even coined at the time yet. Like it was just
it's still a phrase that the community made up. It's not even a real thing.
Was like the one. If that was
you had Nintendo, you had Square, Sony, like the big companies, but that's really it.
Even Sega was still doing their thing back then.
Yeah, like Sega was fighting for a little bit, and then
unfortunately,
and then Sonic came out and changed the game. He became the more popular character in the U.S. for a stretch.
For a little bit, yep.
If you guys watched that high score, it's a super cool story on the Sonic versus Mario era and like how it was so hard to beat Mario, but they found a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Jack and Daxter, it's a heater. Platformers for the win. I love platformers. I can go all day on these types of games. Jack and Daxter is a classic.
Jack and Daxter.
It's one of the classics.
It is indeed a classic.
One day I'll go back, but not right now because
I'm looking at the old ratings right now. IGN gave it a 9.4. OPM gave it a 10. GameSpot 8.8. Game Informer 9.25.
OPM, who is that?
Metacritic 90. Game Rankings 90. Like this game was epic for its time. It was just special. It's one of those special games that come out and people love it.
I want to play.
And it pushes the genre.
I want to play the what's the name of that series? Tomb Raider, the new one that Square made.
The reboots, yeah.
The reboot.
Yeah,
good.
I have a number of those. If you're serious, like I'll let you use my Steam real quick.
I beat all 3 of them. They're good.
I think I have all 3 probably. Let me take a.
Does it follow?
They literally remind you of the Uncharted series.
Does it follow one solid story, or is it?
It's one story.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. She's bouncing around doing stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I just wasn't sure.
As is usual. So I have Tomb Raider, the remake from 13. Oh wow, I have all the old stuff like Tomb Raider 1.
Did you have
Anniversary, Underworld Chronicles 2 and 3, and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I think I'm missing a game.
You're missing the 3rd one, Shadow.
Shadow of
the Tomb Raider.
Okay, so I have the first one in Rise. So if you want to give those, if y'all want to give those a look, keys, let me know. You know.
Yeah. The first two. The original, the Tomb Raider reboot, and then the second one is Rise. Third.
Man, I'm looking at Tomb Raider 1 and 2, like the PS1 version. Man, have we come a long way.
2 and 3 were the ones that I played. I never played 1, but I played 2, 3, 4, and Last Revelation.
You never played? That's funny. That's the only one I played was 1.
Tomb Raider.
And then I heard about 2 and 3 where you can get like vehicles and things like that, and I was hating because I didn't have those.
Vehicles in Tomb Raider?
Well, no, you rode vehicles for a hot second, if I'm remembering correctly, like a motorcycle or something like that.
Well, it's like a thing. It's like CGI. You don't really use it.
Okay. I don't know. I never played
this. But have y'all played Dynamite Cop?
Yes, I played Dynamite Cop.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
As a matter of fact, I played the game that Dynamite Cop stole its whole game from.
Everybody says that.
What?
What was it? That movie?
Mm-hmm. With Bruce Willis. Die Hard.
Oh, Wolf.
Yeah, that's why I've been petting her this entire time.
I know.
Just get up and start attacking the screen. Die Hard. Yeah, I played it Die Hard because I wanted to see that, but the one I played, it wasn't like it at all, and I just gave up after that.
The Die Hard I played for PS1 was fun.
As a matter of fact,
it was fun.
Dynamite Cop, but known in Japan as Dynamite Deca 2.
Dynamite Deca 2
It was released outside of Japan as Die Hard Arcade. The game was ported to the Dreamcast and released internationally in 1999, but this time without the Die Hard license. So when they brought Dynamite Cop over, there was like, they might not get it. Let's just buy a skin. Let's pay for Die Hard, put a skin on it, and call it Die Hard. So, he is right. Dynamite Cop is the game. It just had a Die Hard skin on it. Boom. What? It's the same exact game.
Fire.
It's the same game.
Fire.
So people have been arguing about this for ages, and it's just the same game.
Dynamite Cop is fire, though. You just bust out a DDT.
Mm-hmm. How about that? How about that?
I love
beating up
we was
shooters like that from back in the day.
Oh, Fighting Force? Fighting Force?
We was actually talking about that.
Cop. Sign me up, dude.
About that earlier because there is a game on the PlayStation called Tales of Destiny 2. And if you look up Tales of Destiny 2, you'll see that there's a PlayStation version and a PS2 version that are two completely different games. Like it's this two different characters, and
one is 2 and the other one is 2 with the
blonde
with the
guy.
Roman numerals.
There's a guy that's a blonde, and then there's like a redhead on the PS2 version there's a blonde guy, and then the PS1 version is a redhead dude.
Yep.
And the one on the PS2 or the PS1 is the one I've always played. That's the one I know. But come to find out, the one for the
Tales of Eternia.
Right.
Yep.
So it is also Tales of Destiny 2. It's
still Tales of Destiny 2. It's
the North American name is Tales of Destiny 2.
Yeah, so it came over here, it was Tales of Destiny 2.
With Roman numerals. It's very important.
Yeah, yes.
Roman numerals is the Tales of Eternia. The number 2, the actual number 2.
That's how they
that one is the sequel to the first Tales of Destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Tales of Destiny 2 sequel is Tales of Destiny 2. Because the original is Tales of Eternia.
So it's Tales of Destiny 2 and Tales of Destiny the sequel. Oh, that's
right. 2.
I'm not getting back into this because when we found that out, that was just wild.
Hey,
oh man.
Well, bro, Dynamite Cop and Die Hard, the video game, is the same game.
Listen, that just blew my mind.
That's
I'm
what
done.
they do with the ports and all of this stuff. They just
back in the day, we didn't know. We didn't know any better.
This is why it happens.
This is why when we got Final Fantasy 3, it was Final Fantasy 6. Like, it's just,
you know what I mean? They just was like, give them that one. They don't know the difference.
They won't know the difference.
Yeah,
silly Americans.
But in any case, so quick little rundown. How you guys feeling? We got what was
listen, all 3 games are bangers.
Okay,
that's about it. Like, there's almost no debate about this one.
That's
well, can we actually get through? What's the first one?
Yeah, the first one, Eiyuden Chronicles blew past its Kickstarter request, let's say, of 500,000. They got 4.5 million plus. They added 10 new characters for DLC. They have crazy rewards available, including
voice acting in the game that they had
voice acting. Listen, this game has a slew of features that the people paid for and are not demanding, but that they want, and they're getting it. We have 20 more months left until release. Wow. It's estimated October of 2022, again, barring no delays. And it's a purchase for me.
All right. This is a cop for me. So barring nothing crazy happens, they don't come out and do the Digimon Survive and tell you some stuff that ruins the game. Like, as long as it stays like this, I'm in. Sign me up.
We had to bring that up?
Yeah, we had to bring that up.
What about you?
That game was looking so dope before we saw it.
We looked into it,
before they turned it into a graphic novel, which is mad. It was super unfortunate.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yes, no. Eiyuden Chronicles is looking absolutely fire. I mean, I was already super into it when it was initially shown to me. I wasn't a super huge fan of the graphics. I wouldn't say the graphics. I'll say the character sprites. I wasn't a super huge fan of it, but the game itself, I'm all about. So that's a cop for me as well.
Cool. Next, we had Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This goes without saying for me. I'm definitely buying this game. It's a flagship game for the console. You guys know. It's being released, finally, we know, not in the launch window. It's being released June 11th, 2021.
The launch window was not defined.
They lied. Not in the launch window, but June 11th, 2021. This is a cop for me. I am in love with this series. This is PlayStation lore, PlayStation culture right here. I gotta have this game. Reese, you're up.
Not gonna purchase it, but that's not to add any negativity to the game's title in any way, shape, or form. This is a series that has outlived a number of other series that have either tried to bank off of its successes, be like it, this, that, and the other. So clearly the fans love it. The developers clearly love it because they have a passion to keep on with this series. And I will most likely be watching B play it via share screen.
Boom.
Ratchet & Clank is fire. I'm probably not going to cop. I don't think I will. But it is definitely, maybe. I don't know. This Rift Apart thing seems sick. I don't know.
From you, it sounded like you're going to get it when it goes on.
It's like I'm in between. Yeah, like I said, I'm in between. Because, I mean, I never thought I was going to get Crash Bandicoot, but I ended up getting that trilogy. So I don't know. It's a maybe. Probably not day of. I don't think it's day of, but maybe. Never know. In any case,
that's day of from B.
I am about it. I am a huge fan of Ratchet and Clank. Just not a fan, much as fan as B is. And then we have Hood, which Hood is looking fire. It's looking super competitive, sneaky. It's looking like there's going to be a lot of pissed off and friendships at jeopardy when you're playing this game. So that's going to be a cop. I like stuff like that. I like stuff that gives me an attitude and make me want to smoke cigarettes. So I'm all about that.
What?
Yeah. Not so much the cigarettes, but I do like games. Like, so I was expressing this to Reese during his stream last night, and I was like, some games, they put stress on you. He was like, I don't want stress. I'm like, no, like good stress. Like when you go to the gym, you put stress on your muscles so they get stronger. I'm like, games like this, games like Legend of Zelda that he was playing at the time, they put stress on your brain to make you smarter, make you stronger, make you a better gamer. These types of games, I love coming up with strategies with my friends to figure out how we're going to do it, how we're going to win, adapting to challenges as they arise. I'm a fan. Sign me up. I'm going to buy this game. I might buy it today.
It's a cop.
Sick.
Yeah, man. I need to. It's a cop. I need to flex my my stealth muscles, and there's only a number of games that allow you to do so and do so well. So, aside from MGS5, which is on my list, I will be playing.
Never beat it, bro. You a fraud. Beat it.
Yeah, I found that out today.
Yeah, he found that out today. But don't worry, Key is not beating an MGS before me. Let it be known. I am declaring that I am going to play it.
Listen, so I can watch you can make all the declarations you want. B is right. You're an MGS fraud. I had no idea.
That's fine. I'll be an MGS fraud.
And
I never said that I didn't.
Also, I'm still waiting for you to hold up your end of the bargain that we made 3 years ago.
Listen. That's then. This is right now. We can talk about that later.
Okay.
I'm Coffin Hood, and I'm stealthy with my friends in the discussion.
Okay.
It's getting crazy.
Key over here bringing up the past one.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yo, take us home, man. Take us home.
Saying. In any case, thank you guys for tuning in and kicking it with us. Really appreciate you. Much love. And this has been another episode of Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.
Trigger Talk TV.